everyone, I'm Alejandra from Alejandra.tv, and in this video I'm going to show you how to organize, or how I organize my files in my filing cabinet. But first, if you're looking to get organized, you can check out my free video series on my website, Alejandra.tv. The link is below. Okay, so one of the biggest problems I see with organizing your files and filing cabinet is the filing cabinet is so jam-packed with so many papers, like papers are just like hanging out and stuff, and you can't find anything because you haven't purged your filing cabinet in so long, and your labels are misleading in your filing cabinet. So I'm going to show you how I've avoided that problem and how my filing cabinet is super organized, things are easy to find, and I just have exactly what I need and nothing more. Okay, so this is my whole filing cabinet. There's a shelf and then there's the filing cabinet. So let me just quickly show you what's on top here, and then we'll get to the filing cabinet. So up here I have my printer. So my printer is away from my desk because I feel like there was like no good place to put the printer on the desk. So what I've done here is the printer is plugged in, but the actual cord, the USB cable that connects to the computer hangs out up here in this little cord organizer right here. So it's out of the way. So whenever I need a print, I just come here and I literally just like grab the cord and I plug it in, and it's like, I just print. It's so easy. So that just like hangs out up here. Just gonna put that back. Okay, then I have like two pictures of Mojo and Ed and I to kind of like personalize my office a bit and just make it me, since I spend so much time here. All right, so the books up here. So one of the questions I get is, why do you color code your books? So honestly, it looks beautiful in my opinion. It's not very functional. In fact, it's like not functional at all unless you know the color of the spine of the book you need, which like most people don't, but it just looks nice. And I'm not really accessing my books that often, so it's not really a big deal if it's not very functional. All right, so the binders down here. So I love these binders. These are the Better binders from Staples. They come in all colors and all different types and sizes and stuff. I'm actually gonna do a Better binder video coming up soon. So what I do here is I try and color code the binder with like the category. So for example, the Christmas binder is green because Christmas is red and green. And then the recipe binder is yellow because I think of yellow when I think of the kitchen. But some of the other ones are not color coded by category because I reuse the binders over and over, and it's hard to maintain that way. So yeah, the binders are there. All right, so moving down to the filing cabinet. And actually, let me say one more thing before we move on. One of the questions I get is, what's the difference between putting your papers in binders versus putting papers in the filing cabinet? And really, to me, I feel like it's a personal preference. I put my frequently accessed papers in binders because I feel like it's easier to grab a binder and find a piece of paper, as opposed to reach into the filing cabinet, find a file, and grab a piece of paper. So things that are accessed more frequently in binders, less frequently in the filing cabinet. And then also I kind of break it up into personal and business. So all of my binders are mostly business related papers, and then the whole filing cabinet is all personal related papers. All right, so let me show you exactly what my filing cabinet looks like. Okay, so this is my filing cabinet. So everything is labeled files, 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 because it's all files. All right, so this is it. I'm like so excited to share this because I just feel like it looks so beautiful and all the colors pop and everything is just like so organized. So let me just quickly run through and show you what I do here. So first off, I use all letter size folders instead of the legal size. For me, like I have a few documents that are legal size documents, but I don't want to set up a whole legal system and waste space if the majority of papers are letter, so I just don't keep legal papers in here. They're kept somewhere else. All right, so let me just go through and tell you what all these colors mean. So red is all of my permanent files, so it's things that I'm never going to throw away like in my entire life, like never touch, never throw these out. And then orange is things that are temporary, so their papers are coming in and then they're going out and being replaced with more updated papers, like your health insurance policy. Every year you get a new policy, or you get an updated policy. You take the old one out and put the new one in. That's orange. Green over here is all of my financial related papers. So anything related to money goes in green. And then light blue is, it's like tax documents throughout the year. So like, it's like tax papers you collect during the year and then give to your accountant in the new year, or use when you're filing your own taxes. So that goes in there. Purple, I just keep all of these labels. Like these labels come in a sheet of come in sheets like this, and you kind of just like pick whatever label you're looking for. So I just keep all the extra labels right here in the filing cabinet. So when I do need to add a folder, the maintenance of creating that folder is super easy. All the things you need are right here. It's not like you're running somewhere else to add a folder, because when you do that, it doesn't necessarily get done and then you get behind. So everything is right here. All right, and then brown back here is all of Ed's real estate papers. So we recently combined our filing cabinets. So he has the whole brown section for all of his like real estate documents. Okay, and then what I've done is I've used white hanging file folders to kind of like make the colors on the file tabs pop a little bit more. What I used to do is I used to color code the folders also. So like all the red section would have red hanging file folders. So this is a hanging file folder. These would all be red. But I made the mistake of doing that and realized that the maintenance was like so difficult with that, and I changed them all to white to make it easier. So my biggest lesson learned is don't color code your folders, only color code the tabs, and it's a lot easier that way. Okay, so that's what I do, and then what I do is take a white binder clip to kind of clip the folder together, just like that, for some of the folders that are thicker with a lot of papers, just because it kind of contains the papers more when they're clipped together. Now, another question I get a lot of times is, what is the difference between an interior file folder and a hanging file folder? So this is an interior file folder, and this is a hanging file folder. Now, what a lot of people do is they put these interior file folders inside the hanging file folder, then you have this sitting in your filing cabinet. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's not really like a right way to file. I don't do that because I don't like this tab sticking out, because I feel like it covers the other tabs in the filing cabinet. And then I also feel like when there's so many folders inside, with like so many papers inside, the folder gets too full and it's too jammed and papers don't fit nicely inside. So I don't do that, but it doesn't mean you don't have to do that. You can do that. Instead, I just don't use these at all in my filing cabinet. And then I just create separate hanging file folders for each, each category. So for example, like health records, this is like my health record folder, and then this is Ed's health record folder. So it's two separate folders, just like that. And then I just put my initials and his initials right there. So I know whose folder is whose. Okay, so that's the filing cabinet. Now, when I was setting this up, I realized that I had like space on the sides right here. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just put things that I need to create other folders when it's time for maintenance. So I found these nice bins that just like fit so beautifully in the side of the cabinet, and this is where I have all of my extra tabs for the file folders. I have a lot of extra ones just because of like when I was going to people's homes and helping them organize their filing cabinet, I always had supplies on hand. So this kind of just like hangs out on the side right here, just fits so perfectly. And then this one over here is the same thing. I have more labels, and then I have a bag of the binder clips, just like that, for clipping the folders together. Okay, so as you can see, everything is organized, it's color-coded, you can find what you're looking for like very fast, and nothing else is in the way. And so the last tip for you is to go through and periodically purge your filing cabinet. Go through the folders, pull out things you don't need anymore, shred them, archive them if you do need them, but go through it and make sure you're only keeping things that you really need to keep. So is there something that I didn't share that you do in your filing cabinet that's really helpful for keeping it tidy and organized? If so, leave a comment below, or if this is your first time watching my organizing videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel or check out my website Alejandra.tv for more tips on getting organized. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!